The conversations on Off the Record podcast are strictly social. They should not be reported on as facts or as news stories. They're simply perspectives of persons who are sharing their experiences as they remember it. These are their stories. All right, it's Big FLVCKO and we're back with Off the Record. Today we have with us special guests. All the guests are special, eh? Oh, yeah, special guests today. We only talk to influential people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and abroad. Today we have Soca Monarch winner. Well, Raga Soca Monarch winner. Soca Monarch runner up. Artist, naturally. Cultural ambassador. BongoPrime with us. Big up yourself, Bongo.
Yeah, big up FLVCKO. What's up?
So where we get the name BongoPrime from?
A series of events, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
As a youth man, I had a big wrong head. And I've been a bright boy. So in like primary school, them times I left Kingston Park, they used to call me Milton Kettle.
Milton Kettle?
Yeah, Milton Kettle. As in Milton Kettle.
Okay.
So Kettle was what they used to call me.
Why?
Prime Minister. My head was
Oh.
Yeah, so as a youth, it was Milton Kettle, and then grammar school it was Prime. And as I went on, started Galax. So it's BongoPrime, literally BongoPrime.
Oh, okay.
Minister.
Oh, okay. So that's the Prime. Okay. No, I get it. So then what was your introduction to music?
Like in terms of like singing and writing songs?
Everything.
Or just generally? From a very young age, probably my first introduction was in the pan yard. Starlift Steel Orchestra. I used to play pan and sound with Starlift. I went on to captain the juniors. Used to play a lot of panorama and sound. I used to play drums in St. Mary's. I was primary school. I was in the choir in St. Mary's. Used to compete in music festival and them things. Yeah, I did solos at music festivals and sound as a youth. Grammar school, I went on playing pan and sound, but there wasn't really, at that time, I guess, a lot more avenues within the school because I didn't think we had an active band at the school at that time. But then when I went college, I went into PAS, Performing Arts Society, and used to sing with PAS and so on. So that's really where it came from, a lot of different musical influences in my life too. I have cousins and uncles who sing and who are involved in music, playing instruments and stuff like that. So a lot of music was around me. That's why I always kind of was into it.
Okay. Because I remember it wasn't BongoPrime in the beginning, in the beginning. It was PrimeTime.
Yes, of course. So after college, me and Devontae, Corey, big up yourself one time.
Big up Corey.
We started a group called PrimeTime in 2015. So I guess this is 10 years since we did our first song. Our first song was a tune called Up It Up, Paradise Rhythm by Wetty Beats and Carbon at the time.
Okay.
Same rhythm with Mad Skull, Man of the House. Yeah, so that was our first song actually.
And your first song was a Wetty Beats production.
Yeah.
How does one do that?
Just good connections at the time, I guess. I was working at Gecko. Well, me and Corey were working at Gecko. I threw some, like my sister and other people I knew, Mad Skull. And he used to come into Gecko and stuff like that. And, he knew I was like writing songs and so on, interested in it. So, he told me he was working on something and I went to the studio with them. And from there, I think that at the time though, I didn't actually know it was Wetty's production at the time because I was working with Carbon at the time and it was up in Green Hill. Stereo Damage is where we actually did a full set of recordings and so on. And then we went on to, do some work in and around that. But that's how it worked out. I eventually found out that it was Wetty's production and, we ended up on the rhythm with Mad Skull and Chanel McKenzie. So it was a good little introduction to it, and looking back, even right now that you asked it, first production, I never really considered it that way, but the first production.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. That song, I wouldn't say comparatively speaking to some of the other songs we did in PrimeTime, that one, didn't really take off, quote unquote, per se like that. But the next year, we had a song that I think is still really lasting out. Even this year, I've heard it on the road for Carnival. Yeah, and that is I Don't Fet With You.
I remember.
Yeah,
that was everywhere.
yeah, man, that was 2016. I guess you could say that was our breakout year because, you know, that's when we started to actually get bookings for performances. We perform places like Black Rave, H2, and, you know, in and around different events for the carnival season. And, you know, the song really took off from there. So good memories at that time, man. Big up Pixel and Island Shack one time on
Big
that
up
production.
Island Shack
A production house that I would continue to do a lot of work with over the years. But yeah, that was the starting. That first thing with Wetty and Carbon, and then that song in 2016 with Pixel and Island Shack.
I definitely don't want to take away from the story, but I have to say, Island Shack, that is a creative powerhouse them guys have there.
Definitely.
Pixel is an amazing producer, songwriter, Dimes, an amazing lyricist.
You're definitely not taking away from the story by mentioning that one Shack.
Man,
Island Shack, the Island Rock.
Big up Island Shack every single time.
Every time.
I remember, I thought I Don't Fet With You was the first song, because I was in the audience watching you guys perform. I was like, boy, this real good for a breakout song, boy. This is the first song all they coming with.
Well, in terms of performances, you could say it was the
first time you got bookings and stuff. Okay.
And you know, performed it. The first song we sang it here and there, but nothing official like that. But you know, I Don't Fet With You, we touched stage shows and big shows in the carnival where you had to rehearse with a band and all of them things. So that was real great exposure at the time.
Okay, and I think the following year was when you became a solo act.
No, not yet actually.
Really?
No, I didn't start as a solo act BongoPrime until maybe 2021.
Really?
Yeah. Let me see. At that time in 2016 now, after the song release, we released the song maybe April into Carnival, right? Corey was already in Jamaica studying. He did go up the previous August in 2015. And then I leave for Jamaica the same August 2016.
Okay.
So we went Jamaica. And in UE, we continue to do music. In 2017, we do a song which was the UE Carnival song, Chip on the Road. When we came back home, we competed in Raga Soca for the first time with that song, made it semis and finals with that song, yeah? Okay. We didn't place in that year, but we competed in Raga Soca.
Making it to finals
Yeah, man, making it to the finals, especially while still being in university, it was a great achievement for us. And that same year, we did another song on a rhythm from Stamina Smurf.
Okay.
Yeah, from Shem, Side Piece Rhythm.
Okay.
Right.
Big up Stamina Smurf.
Yeah, man, big up Smurf one time. Shem have a tune on it called Happiness. Our tune is called Climax. And even
I remember.
Yeah, so around that time we perform in UE events and that sort of stuff. But not really getting to build a fan base home and make a connection with people was maybe, you know, one of the things that we lack, that sort of consistency in keeping pushing. But we released songs 2015, 2016, 2017, it was 2 songs, completed the Raga Soca. 2018, we came home late for Carnival. We did 1 song called Hammer with Carbon. Right, that was on another rhythm. And 2019, I think, was the last year that we did a PrimeTime release, which was a song called Binge Drinking. That was the last song we did out of UE. Because I was still in UE. Corey had graduated by then, but I was still in UE, so that was our last entry for Vincy Mas. And of course, you know, after 2019.
COVID.
Yeah.
No carnival for 2 years. No carnival.
Interview just got real sad.
Tears rolling down. Editing some tears. Tears rolling down. But yeah, I know you guys still have a good relationship. So what caused the solo?
Different creative expressions, to be honest. I was more leaning on the musical side, and Corey wanted to pursue photography, videography, and stuff like that. So that's where we actually are now. But if you check it out, PrimeTime is really still the duo, because all of my my Raga Soca intro video and so on, and things like that, some of my music videos, some of my photography, some of my promotional videos. You know,
because I've been at music videos where Corey is right there shooting.
Yeah, man. So that's still the link. That's still the team that we're working on, just in different expressions. But not to let the cat out of the bag too early, but next year, this year was 10 years since our first song, but next year we consider, you know, the 10th anniversary really. So look out for some stuff, because we wrote a lot of stuff in UE, recorded a lot of stuff in UE, so we have some stuff still, man.
Korea, you ain't tell me that. Watch how I finding out things.
yeah. I hope you ain't vexed, but you know
Yeah.
I gotta get back in the boot soon, and we do
Come
a
on.
few things for the culture.
I know musically as BongoPrime, 2022 was also a very good year for you. That's when we just came back.
Yeah.
And
So,
Vincy
so
Mas.
we passed the COVID,
Mm-hmm.
we passed the eruption,
Mm-hmm.
no pun intended. We passed the COVID, we passed the eruption, and we into 2022. 2021 was when I got, registered and so on. I put out a dancehall EP as BongoPrime. That was actually the first entry. And, shameless plug, if you go back and check the first release on the BongoPrime, it's a song called Wait on It. And yeah.
Check it out where
That's all I have
YouTube,
to, that's all I have to
Apple
say. Just
Music.
go and listen to that song, and maybe a lot of what's happening now will be quite explained.
Okay.
Yeah, man. That album was called The Journey. So
I remember The Journey.
So
Yes.
it was about me now stepping into my own as BongoPrime and going on this musical journey, pursuing music in a more, I won't say more serious way, but just in a more dedicated way and a more consistent manner. And 2022, we had a great year. You see, the same team you talk about, we have to call the name again. You see why it's not a problem? Island Shack. Island Shack Entertainment. I did a song called Chemistry on the Little Birdie Rhythm, again produced by Pixel. And yeah, I did 2 songs that year. Again, shameless plug. Pixel did a nice rhythm that year called the Mars Rhythm. One of them tune they really took off. Running there with that water gun on. Spread. Right, I have a tune on that rhythm as well because Pixel was in that time encouraging me, say, yo, Prime, you had to write, you had to get involved in the thing, you had to do more. So credit to Pixel for really pushing me back into the soca arena and really focusing me. And so
listen, so I was having a conversation with, who was it? It was Q. And they were saying, DJ Q, big up Q. And they were saying that a lot of producers, their production homes, they're not really known. So Dimes and Pixel, but you won't know Island Shack as a brand. But you would know Wetty Beats because Wetty Beats is his name. So
yes.
It goes that way.
Yeah, the recognizability sometimes.
But a lot of artists have to give gratitude to Island Shack.
Yes.
Because the type of producer and person that Pixel is, he will push you. He will say, hey, I know you could do this. I know you could do
Definitely.
that. You can say that. He can say that.
Definitely.
I'm not sure if other artists would be okay with me saying, but a lot of artists could say,
man,
Island Shack.
Whether they say it or not, that doesn't change. That it's a fact.
It is a fact. Dead fact.
That doesn't change it at all. And if we talk in track record, Pixel got several titles and have hand in a lot of not just in terms of competition and titles. Let me move away from that just for a second. In terms of the wave and the culture, for the last 10 years, Pixel has had a hand, whether directly as part of Dimes and the Pixel or in terms of his productions and so on. So yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, we entered Raga Soca again. So that was I guess 2017 was the little warm up to give me that experience with PrimeTime, but I entered as a solo 2022 with Chemistry. And we placed third in that year. Did a I think a lovely performance. I got a lot of different reviews and so on about that performance, particularly because of the centerpiece of the performance. I did a proposal on stage, and that caused a little stir. Was it real? Was it not? Well, for me it was real because it's a real part of the performance. People have said me when I get married.
So the divorce?
No, we had divorced. It's just that the performance ended.
Okay.
So I proposed during the performance.
Okay.
I guess in the context of the performance, we were engaged.
So they could together with you when you change your mind. When you change your mind
about
the proposal.
Little later down the road, I sing another love song and I'm gonna bring a wedding this time.
Hey.
Yeah.
Half the record, so.
Yeah, we go continue the story. The love story continues.
So, were you surprised by the results that year for Chemistry?
In 2022, honestly, we put a lot of work into that performance. And the goal in 2022 was not necessarily, to be very honest, to compete. The goal in 2022 was to really showcase, you know, I have my own name as a solo artist. I am reestablishing myself as an artist, as an entertainer. And the national festival, Soca Monarch stage, is a huge platform. So I took it with that level that outside of the competition, I need to show the best version of myself, both in terms of my ability to perform and entertain, but also in my ability to showcase a certain level as an artist. And getting that result out of it, that was, the team took that. We took that third place in Raga Soca Monarch, that was the second time ever entering in the context of things. We took that. We took that. It was a blessing at that time, and any result really is a blessing. But honestly, the goal that year was not necessarily let's try to place or let's try to win. It was really about what we were able to do, and we were proud of what we did. From the time we stopped, we came off, tears, hugs, because it was that type of energy that we know he had pulled off something special.
So, but was it the energy the following year? Because you've been pretty consistent.
Yes, with the exception of the following year, the 2023, because I didn't enter in that year.
That was the year that you guys decided.
Yeah, we decided.
Tell me a little bit about that.
That came out of my experience in being an artist at the time, having been involved in the festival at that level, and understanding what it took to not just make your music, but to perform at the highest level and to put out that type of content. And it had been something that I had been hearing in the industry for some time, because by 2022, I had been involved since 2015. So I had been talking to a lot of other established artists, and that was the general wave. I mean, there had been other efforts before to unify and things like that. But in that year, we had petitioned for the increase in prize monies. There had been some artists who had decided, they wouldn't compete. But I would be very honest with you, at the time, I was already experiencing some personal struggles. So petition or no petition, I don't think I would have been able to compete in 2023. But not making that financial investment in Soca Monarch that year allowed me to do more music than I had done the year before.
Really?
Yeah, in 2023, I did more songs than I even did. No, same amount of songs as I did this year. I did a song called Teaser, String Ting Rhythm, Island Shack. I did a song called Take It, Early Brunch Rhythm, Island Shack. Yeah, we sensing a pattern here, and I did a song called Bun Them, Rust Down Rhythm, Island Shack.
Yes. Yeah. The Bondem is the video that I saw.
Yeah, and Bondem, also was able to do a music video for that. That music video has done really well, gotten me some recognizability across the region and things like that. So it was a great year overall outside of it. But I do know from that year, a lot of people are saying, no, man, you shouldn't have said out of the thing we wanted to see you and so on. So by the next year, we say, all right, regardless, come what may, we're going to make that commitment. And then, not lo and behold, but due to the process of things, there was an increase in the prize monies that all artists have benefited from. And we have long moved past that, but it's good to, to revisit the process of things, because that's important for recognizing how
you have to
how things can progress.
Exactly.
So last year, that's the year we're at now, right? 2024. Yeah, we competed again. We had a song called Special Invitation to Vincy Mas. And we competed and we placed second. That was another lovely performance. The team pulled it together, especially given the challenges. Remember, we thought we was out of the sadness with the COVID and the suffering, and then here comes
burial.
Just it's so strange, it felt so strange. That's why on the road Carnival Tuesday I nearly shed a tear, because boy, we've been through it. It really felt like the mass was back. It really felt like, boy, yeah, Carnival.
This year was,
boy, this year,
everything about this year.
Fun for the books, boy. This year been feel like 2016.
Yeah.
This
year was big up CDC, big up the private promoters.
Trust.
Big up the bands, big up everybody this year.
The components, everybody.
Vincy 2025, was it?
We pull it off and we need to get right back to work. get planning on the next iteration because
But
vibes.
you know, you have to bring up the conversation that we had at the beginning of Vincy Mas. Where we sat at Chiwali place and
Yes.
you were telling me you have a strategy to keep your music going. You feel like your strategy paid off.
I do.
I really proud of you. Man. I really proud of you.
Yeah, we did
really
have that
proud of
conversation for real. That's
You
crazy.
did. We did.
That's crazy. Yeah, we
And
did have that
then lo and
conversation.
behold, Ragam Soca Monarch night. Tell me about that night, how that felt for you.
There were a lot of emotions in the week leading up to this competition. Lots of highs, lots of lows. But one thing that I could say is that there was an understanding amongst the people closest to me that we're gonna make this happen. I don't think any of us really said it to each other that, you know, oh, we're gonna win or, you know, we're gonna beat them or anything like that. But there was just this air of confidence. I saw it in no other person than my mom. My mom was just waking up and, you know, you have this, you have that. How is this going? How is that going? You getting through? And you don't know same time pot of food, organizing. Anybody who on my team who partially house could attest. Food always there for anybody who doing anything for me. You know, you could always get yourself something. And closer and closer to the day, we had some really major setbacks. And in the week before, when we were having like minor setbacks, people were crashing out a lot more, in my opinion. Like people was melting down over not finding like the right color fabric and like basic things like that. And in that week, bro, like when I tell you all things fall apart, like there was like some giant holes in like what we were doing. We didn't know how certain things would work out. And it's like you crashing out over fabric, but now we don't know where certain elements coming from. And you just going on, you know, no problem at all. So me seeing that kind of confidence from everybody around me, it was just like, all right, I had a man up. I had a, you know, captain the ship. Captain.
Set this sail.
And really try to give it my best swing. That was my only focus going into it. Give it my best swing. The last rehearsal I did was in the car driving to my hairstylist the same evening. I did just come from the tailor, just pick up certain things. So you could understand if I just picking up certain things, you could know that certain things went crazy in the week. And just after that, I just tried to relax and let things come together. Just relax and let things come together, because in the other years I competed, I will admit, tension, especially on the night, is something that has affected me. There've been, I won't get into details, but there's been incidents in those last 2 years that I think really affected my mental state. And on one of the years, even affected my vocal delivery.
Really?
Yeah, because, you know, it was that type of high energy interaction and them kind of things. And I was just deciding this year, I'm going to protect my energy as much as possible. I know that, particularly in the Raga Soca performance, it meant a lot more than just, you know, putting it out there. And I guess people could have felt that energy from the performance. Like at a certain point, I feel like I had an outer body experience and it wasn't even about the competition anymore. It really was about something more for me. So I know that it couldn't have gone any other way in hindsight. Like I said, when I was walking in, you know, it's just really now setting in.
Yeah.
And that's how much I kind of detracted from it, because I guess I was so focused. You ever been in that state where you're so focused on what it is that you have to do?
Yeah.
That the outcome.
Yeah. No, many times.
Yeah, you're just what is it? Locked in? Yeah.
But
I was locked in.
I know that your performance, and you know your performance would have touched me as well.
Yeah, for sure.
your performance was really something different, and I know other artists said it to you. I know other people said it to you. Yeah. And I just want to say that was an amazing job. That was a very, very, very amazing job, and we have to touch on it. We have to touch on it after.
No problem, no problem, no problem.
Prime and I relationship start in grammar school. But when I became a journalist at Searchlight, Prime house right in Stony Ground used to be hangout spot. Different group of people, hangout spot. And that's where I met Conley Rose, Prime's father. And Rose has been one of the most encouraging, I would say influential. I would say Rose had no chill. He thinks something, he's saying it.
Yep.
And he gave me a lot of insight in the world of journalism, communication. He gave me a lot of tips. He was a activist, journalist. I could go on and on. Yeah. I could go on and on and on. And you said all of it at the funeral. Yeah. he had passed away recently.
Yeah.
And that performance, I know, that had to be the extra feeling that you felt there on stage.
Definitely.
And the judges felt it as well, because the rest is history.
Yeah.
Well, tell me how it felt for you.
The performance came together in the way that it did, I think, honestly, because of the man that he was. Because he taught me a lot.
I could imagine.
He used to talk a lot about how it was and how it used to be and what it is and what it should be and what it's from what it's not and that kind of thing. So there are, outside of the tribute and me actually mentioning him in it, I had his photo up on the big screen and so, and that was my way of, paying respect to him one final time. And outside of that, there are several elements in the performance that I attribute to him. The drums, the pan, even the outfit that I revealed after into the African dashiki and so on is a replica of what we had for the funeral and so on. And if you were at the funeral, so you understand the type of vibe that we went into. It was a storyteller type of performance.
And that's the kind of
in the intro video, I was speaking to my students because I lecture and telling them about the history of carnival and telling them that my father told me, back in them days how it was when people used to get beat for beating the drum. And that was the essence of the performance, to show the evolution from the past to the present, from his generation to mine and to then with that final tribute to him. And the energy really connected. Like I said, I really do believe I had an outer body experience during the performance, because I've had to been shown videos of it after, and I really don't remember much.
Really?
There are movements that I am making, there are things that I am saying that this version of me doesn't have memory of it. Maybe if I go out on the stage again, I'll remember.
Okay.
But that was that in particular in the raga, that's what it was like for me. It was spiritual.
And you didn't stop there. You went over into the power. What was that like?
First time ever entering the power category. First time ever.
First time you get what the beats. First time going in for power soca.
The song from last year and both of my songs from this year are produced from another Island Shock producer, but one whose name probably won't be ringing as much as yet. But I mean, he has a Raga Soca title to his name now, so maybe people start taking notice. That's Cuthbert The Escape Noel. It's another grammar school man.
The Escape.
Yeah, The Escape. I like to say my 5 science class is a very interesting one, because we have plenty producers and DJs and so on. We got DJ Flex, we got Captain John.
We got Flex, big up John.
We got The Escape, and we got me. And we got Chinelo in that class doing music out in Toronto, in Canada. So a lot of different people involved in the arts and sound. Corey was in that same class, and Corey is an artist as well. So
Somebody asked me, what about grammar school that was produced so much?
I don't know what it is, especially considering the time when we did in school, it didn't really have like that much active of a music program.
Yeah,
but we think back to grammar school days, bro.
didn't
How
have
many
music
times you
program.
pass in classroom and man knocking pan this and you know,
Singing and rapping,
singing,
freestyling. Yeah.
you know, man always sharing music in them days. It's MP3 man bringing real style school, this style.
Like,
You
why
know,
you be
yeah,
shit?
in the Gully Gaza era, man warring with
Come
you.
on, come on.
I guess the influence is always kind of there, but yeah, the school is really produced. Boy, Prosper, that's trouble. Boy. Big up grammar school.
That's boy.
Big up grammar school one time.
Big up Joe.
Trust me.
Sam, big up Sam.
Yeah, boy.
But yeah. And how was you went through the power performance?
Yeah, so the power performance was an extension of the promo video. Corey shot the promo video when we did basically, you know, what if you met somebody that never heard about Vincy Mas? You know, what you going to tell them? And it was me appearing as the Minister of Soca and Entertainment, basically telling people about what I call the prime. You see the X, right? Telling people about the maddest place or not. The power performance was, I looking back at it, like the way the setup came together and everything, I thought it was really cool. Big up the tailor one time, the jacket bad.
Bear for the jacket.
Real bad. Big up Ayana one time. Big up Alana one time.
Come on.
The jacket real bad. The flags, the heads of government type of vibe, the CARICOM vibe, the international feel to it. And, you know, just going through it, it was great. I'll admit I wasn't getting that type of quintessential power Soca Monarch crowd response, but that's the least on the score sheet, so I wasn't too worried about it.
I understand.
I much rather, in any case, people stand up and listen to what I have to say, and I can entertain whether you're in a frenzy or whether you're actually just looking at me. That's fine with me. But we will be working on that for sure, because that's how we work. So we're recognizing where we maybe not have it, so we don't have the recognizability, we don't have that type of crowd response, and we don't have that underground push. So look out for us working on those things for next year. Look out for us trying to get in the rotation, trying to get in the popularity type of conversation. Not to say that we want to be popular, because that's really not our goal with music. That's not my goal with music. But to position the song so that at least by the time you come into the park, you're wondering, boy, who is this guy and he's doing so. Right?
So now we know your feelings during the performance. What was it like when the judges were announcing?
I enjoyed the rest of the show. I enjoyed, of course, the big eruption that took place. I also really, really enjoyed Chowder's performance.
Big up Chowder.
I enjoyed, because that's some of the only performances that I saw, to be very fair. But I really enjoyed it because I was, in and around the backstage area. After that, I tried to get something to eat because it was a long night. I realized morning they done reach, but that wasn't happening because I guess the jitters then start to settle in. And we come back, settle the props, send the truck out with some stuff. And we was just like hanging around. And I don't know, I kind of lost track of what was happening. And then all of a sudden I heard like fourth place, but I didn't hear who plays fourth. And then I heard third, which was Diffusion. Mission, big up Tyreek one time.
Big up Diffusion.
Another man who do his production. He did his production himself, but he also worked with Island Shack. So yeah, you see the trend there. And I was already celebrating and happy for Tyreek. Then I hear second times and I say, yo!
Sorry. Island Shack. Again.
One shock.
Come on.
One shock. I done screaming.
Come on.
I done screaming. But then my mom come and hug me up now. Cause we ain't really, we were confident. But like I said, anything is anything when it comes to competitions. So we tempering the emotions now. And they just called the name, and in that moment, I just felt like, boy, yeah, this thing makes sense. You bet on yourself. Maybe went a road that a couple of people wasn't really expecting. And you're in you're going in the right direction. Now you reach by any means, but it was just confirmation to me that, yeah, boy, you're on the right path, you're on the right journey. Keep pressing on. This is all real. It felt great, in the moment. I can't even still like process how that moment was. That is how strong that feeling was. And then, said thanks and everything, and then we cleared the stage, but then we ended up backstage for some reason. I don't even know how we ended up backstage because we did come from stage side, but we just ended up backstage for some reason. And then we backstage and everybody backstage congratulating and this and that. And I think the power start and I didn't hear the first person, but then I never hear the position, but then I hear Dimes and Pixel again. So you don't know. One shock. I gone again in a frenzy backstage. I jumping up behind it. We making real noise, and the man could hear we on the mic. So I have to tell them, all right, hold it on. Then I hear El Punk and my family. So you don't know.
Come on.
Big up El Punk one time. Tune real bad.
Yeah. Very, very.
Yeah, that tune real bad. And then second announce, and I see I ain't here. I Scotty, I see watching me. The escape, the producer. Is he watching me? That man mouth just moving. And yeah, boy. Cutty is not a very expressive fellow. Cutty is not a very expressive person at all. That is the most emotion I ever see come out of my brain in a short space of time. Yeah, bro. Man start getting real bad. And then we just start jump up behind the in business because by that time, the man that announced Fireman and Skinny and the park getting real bad. So we could make noise behind it now because it don't matter. We just started, just love yourself in that moment. I slipped down and fall, but I wasn't on camera. And I could talk about that and laugh now,
I saw 2 videos.
Yeah.
And it was you leaving on what I believe is part of the props.
Yeah,
going out of the trolley with the crowd.
Yeah.
The man saying BongoPrime going out.
Yeah.
And I remember the other video. I think Corey was in a high room bar.
Yeah, and
when they announced, I think the second runner-up, Corey started running out because I feel like he knew.
Yeah.
And when they said BongoPrime, Corey lost his man. That's how I know the love still.
Yeah, of course.
That's how I know
That's my boy. That's my boy. And he really knew because he coming out to the bar. Like, that's special. That's belief to it.
Yeah,
that's
trust me.
Belief because he running out. That video they going down. That's one the video that we're going to keep for sure.
Yeah.
Trust me. But yeah, it was just that experience. I mean, since then, so many people, I have messages I have to get to. I have people been trying to call and so on, family members I probably need to catch up with. And all of that, I guess, in due time because generally speaking, bro, the phone thing.
I could imagine mention, message. I could
And
imagine.
even before that, like I just use my phone and use social media, but in a very tempered way. I ain't want a song to Rastaman, but I feel like social media does kind of pollute and dilute your energy sometimes. So you just have to pull away. And I'm not the best at maintaining contact.
What I think it is a lot of information coming at you.
Yeah.
At once. So imagine you have a full day and then more information on top of that. This is what people wanted, but it's too much sometimes.
And outside of like close friends and so on, people mightn't want to hear it, but like protecting your energy as a creative is important because your creative energy it can be drained without you putting it to creative use. Because you're hearing about this and you're thinking, oh, maybe you could do this or maybe you could do that, and that's your creative energy actually being drained right there because you're thinking. It's not to say I'm antisocial or anything like that, but I'm just not the best at.
I know exactly what you mean.
Maintaining that constant back and forth. So it's been very overwhelming over the past couple of days. I've tried to do my best. I've missed a few things and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So let me just take this opportunity off the record to say thank you. And I don't want this thanks to like go over your head. I am speaking to you directly, who is watching me right now and listening to my voice. If you have supported me in any way, if you have helped me in any way, I really do appreciate it. And, just generally thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the words of encouragement. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you for the prayers. And I will do my best to continue to, make you proud.
Well, we are off the record, and we ask everybody this.
No problem.
You did proposal, you did wedding. What does relationships look like to BongoPrime?
What is this? What is this segment?
This segment is the love and soca.
The love and soca. Okay. Let me see. BongoPrime as an artist like to make tune to make people feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have a few love songs that I like. That Chemistry is a love song.
Mm-hmm.
Teaser is a love song. Things like that.
With motivation or just?
At the time, Chemistry, actually no, but there's been a few dedications of that song. That song.
You moving like a convent girl, boy.
No. I mean, people playing the song at the wedding and.
Oh, okay. I'm a school man, don't do that.
But me, I'm building right now. I'm very focused. I know what I want. I know what I'm looking for, and I'm very, concerned with making a particular type of life happen for me. I mean, you can't plan out every single detail.
True.
That's where I am. Your boy ain't getting no younger. I'm going to be very honest with you, my boy. It's crazy out there.
Too crazy.
It is wild out there.
Too crazy.
And me and Vincy, in terms of that, like relationships, we talk a little bit about the past. It's a little strange because I left study and then I came back and then it was like a different type of timing.
I know the feeling.
In the country. And like, I don't know, I feel like I kind of don't understand the dynamics.
I know exactly.
I really don't.
I know you.
And I'm not really interested in playing them type of games there.
Man,
a big man. I'm so sorry.
Man is big man with
I'm so sorry.
Man is big man with all.
I'm so sorry. I'm not for that. So, keep off the streets and, happy wife, happy life. So that's the direction that I'm moving in. Yeah.
But for the artists who they're looking at this, they're looking at your journey, they're hearing your story, they saw this story through your performance, through everything that you've been through, that you have publicized.
Yeah.
What would you say to them? Keep
doing your thing. Keep pushing. We are trying to figure this thing out. Nobody has all of the answers, but people definitely have answers. So listen to advice. Follow the leader. Them kind of vibes. That's what I've done. The stuff that I know, the stuff that I've applied it by taking advice, by looking, by learning, by researching, by asking and practicing. That just put in the work, trust the process, and I think you'll get whatever you're looking for out of it.
Yeah, I know we have to expect great things from you in the future. We've already been seeing great things, as you said. You're on the right path.
Yeah,
you have
for sure.
title under your belt now. Well, on your head.
Yeah.
And leave the park with a crown. And your motivation and the power because your entry was right behind two of Vincent's legend.
Yeah, and that in itself is crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
Well, this has been Off the Record, and we're here with BongoPrime. Thanks for showing up, bro.
Respect. And I do this everywhere. Voice of the man BongoPrime representing for Off the Record. Big up Lord FLVCKO one time.